Reading is reading is reading, right? No. We can read for different kinds of purposes, and that requires us to read in different ways. We can read for entertainment. We want to have a good time for an hour. We want to be transported to a different world or live a different life. We can read a book. We can read for information, like when we read a newspaper, or when we go to the encyclopedia, or when we try to figure out who that actor was in that movie that we saw that one time. But we can also read to gain a deeper understanding of something. Now, how is that different than reading to gain information? Well, let me read you a quote that I think illustrates the distinction. A person who knows some of the facts of American history and understands them in a certain light can readily acquire, by reading, more such facts and understand them in the same light. But suppose he is reading a history that seeks not merely to give him some more facts, but also to throw a new and perhaps more revealing light on all the facts he knows. So what we're talking about here is gaining integrated conceptual understanding that potentially changes your entire way of thinking about something. What we're talking about is developing your interpretive frameworks and augmenting the conceptual tools that you have for understanding the nature of the subject. But it's not like these three reading purposes are completely separate categories. I could begin by reading a book for entertainment, and then of course learn some information along the way, and then maybe ultimately change my understanding of something. And when you're reading for understanding, you're probably going to be confronting some new information, because that's part of what helps you to understand something new. These categories are more about the primary purpose that you have in reading the book. Just like a journalist has more information than you do when you are reading a news article that they wrote, reading for understanding requires that the author of the book have a deeper understanding of the subject than you do. So there's a gap between you and the author. And we work to close that gap through a special kind of reading that's different than the kind of reading that we would do if we just wanted to be entertained, or we just wanted to find some information. I have much more to say about this kind of reading, and this book has much more to say about this kind of reading. But a quick, simple way of getting the right idea is to imagine a time when you were completely mentally engaged in solving a problem. This might have been when you were playing a strategy game, or when you were solving a math problem, or when you were writing an essay, or when you were trying to figure out how to build something. But all of your mental energy was focused on this task. And imagine using that same level of mental energy to read something deeply. That's what I'm going to go do right now.